pretty sure this is like a 50-50, right? So either there's a mine here and here, or there's a mine here and here. So, yep. Okay, let's I do want to see a win, but I also really want to implement that thing where we right click on the number and it reveals if the number of adjacent flags matches. So can I please just discard this change? No. Okay, cool. In that case, what I want to do is let's go over to one of my other Godot games where we have was it Pong? We have an export config that we export presets that we have that the GitHub Actions that I was talking about before expects. So great. Let's commit that first. Yeah, cool. And then what does that leave us with? Implement game over panel with restart and exit functionality. Sort of true. I'll push up all those changes. All right, so back to what we were doing. Yeah, we'll come back to this. I actually want to see it work. Make restart on pause menu work. I think that does work. Although why you need a pause menu in a Minesweeper game, I'm not sure. But yeah, if we clear some things and then we hit restart, it restarts the game. Okay, and then in game, quit. Okay, all that works. That's great. Can I? Yay! The checkbox worked on that. All right. Animated tiles. Sure, we'll do that. Right click on number will reveal tiles if matching number of flags are set. Okay, so in our input handling, right? So if event is input event mouse button and event.pressed, we figure out where we were clicking and then make sure it's in the bounds of the board. And then based on whether it's a right click or a left click, we do things. So if it's a right click, we handle right click. So if you haven't started yet, we do that. We toggle tile flag. So this basically says if it's an unrevealed tile, do that. If it's a flag tile, change it back to just a normal unrevealed tile. And then change the flag count. So the question is, what do we do here? I guess what we want to do is, so I think there's two ways of doing this, right? One is so we're going to pull update tile map out of this function. Update HUD is going to make sense here because it has to do with the flag count. Where we're calling this. So the two ways I was thinking of in that moment were we could move the logic that I want to add to deal with clicking on a reveal tile to that function, or we make a separate function, right? So the question is like, is it going to make sense? And I think it is. It's going to be like, if it's revealed, handle that's that case. Else, if it's I think what we'll say is we'll just say else. So if it's a revealed tile, it can't really be a mine because you can't really interact with the game once you've revealed the mine, any mine. So it can really only be just like an empty tile that you're clicking during gameplay. And so this is going to be reveal. So not the reveal adjacent tiles, but reveal unflagged adjacent tiles at that position. And we'll have to implement that. And that's what we're gonna do here. Okay, so we'll make a new function here. And yeah, let's see what Copilot has written for me. So it looks like we are scanning adjacent tiles, except for the metal where we clicked. And we're enforcing some constraints. And one of the things that stands out to me, looking at this looks familiar to me, this 4DX, 4DY, and all these conditions. This looks like code that we already have. So there's probably an opportunity here to like reduce duplication. So, but just ignoring all that for a second, the core of the logic here is, yeah, we iterate over the surrounding tiles, and then we check a condition. If the tile is unrevealed, reveal it. It's not quite what I want to do. So let's add a little bit of a comment. Reveal all unflagged adjacent tiles by clicking on the reveal tile. This should only be allowed if the number of flags matches the number of adjacent mines. So let's write a function that is, actually, do we have count adjacent mines. So let's write a count adjacent flags. Hey, I like that. All right. And yeah, a lot of similarity here, right? Of like, hey, we loop over these -1, 0, +1. We exclude the center. We generate a position vector by taking the tile position and adding those numbers to it. We exclude things that are out of bounds. Godot has generators, right? Let's see. Search for a topic. I've not actually. Oh, this tab is dead. Also, it's very bright. Now it's not. Generator. No results. I'm pretty sure I saw it in the docs though. Let's go to. Let's see. Scripting. GD script. GD. Oh, click the wrong thing. GD script reference. Keywords, operators, literals, annotations, comments, built-in types, variables, maybe inside of functions. Lambda function, static functions. Maybe I'm thinking of something else I saw, but I thought. I'm just mixing different things together. Yeah, let's just try GD generator support. 9 years ago. Unlike yield in previous Godot versions, you cannot obtain the function stay object. There's like a yield. Custom iterators. Previously used for coroutines, kept as keyword for transition. So you're saying not a thing. See, awaiting signals for coroutines. Oh, you can wait for a signal? Interesting. Oh, I see. So the idea here is that you're using a signal, a predefined signal. You're waiting for the signal to be emitted by something else that you're carrying on. Okay, so not the same thing as the thing I was thinking of. So custom iterators are a thing. You can create a custom iterator, and then you can use that to loop over. So it'd be interesting to make a custom iterator that yielded the adjacent tile locations that are in bounds from a given location. So this could be something where we do like class adjacent tile iterator. Only I could type. Iterator. Alright. Yeah, something like that. Here's a question. Can this class close over the values out here? Can we just be like, hey, use the map size from here? Is that valid? Acceptable? So does this do what we want? So you pass in the tile position that you want to like iterate over the surrounding areas, and then it has the same condition that it keeps on spamming everywhere. All right, and then hold on, pass. Okay, and then so what we were working on was counts adjacent flags. So what we do instead of all of this is we say var iterator. Can we just say for adjacent position iterator, and then we don't need this condition, right? That's what the iterator does. And then this is like new, right? How do we? Oh yeah, dot new. Dot new. Unlike Python, which we would just, do this. Okay, so, and then we return count. And then these other things would be very similar, where we would do that. Let's see, reveal all tiles. We don't, like, we're not trying to do this adjacent tile thing, so that's different. Are there other places where we're, yep, reveal adjacent tiles. Also finds all the adjacent tiles, and then what is recursive? Is that comment true? I don't think it is, right? Because this is just saying for this location, reveal all the surrounding tiles. What does a reveal tile do? Ah, it's one calls the other. That is interesting. But from our perspective, all we really need to do is just like do that. And then fix the indentation. Yeah. Do you have any more places where we're trying to enumerate adjacent tiles? Oh, also, hey, it doesn't like it. Map size is not declared in current scope. So can we do self.mapSize equals map size? Yeah, I know. Shadow. Yeah, I know that's intentional. The local function parameter tilePos is shadowing an already declared variable on line 34 in the current class. I know, that's why we're doing self dot. Cannot return type of null. Right, so how do we... Let's go back to... Okay, so an iterator should... Yeah, maybe we should actually implement the iterator correctly. So you can create custom iterators in the case the default ones don't quite meet your needs by overriding the variant classes iter_init, iter_next, iter_get functions in your script. Okay. So iter_init, reset state. Interesting. Okay. But we're not really... Oh, I see. And we have some internal state. Oh, right. Of course, this is not going to work as is. That's silly. How do we want to do this? Like if we had generators, you could have, like in Python, you could do something really nice with a generator, like yield out of a loop like this. But what we need to do is we need to... Okay. An array, you say? Looking at, yeah, this is stable. So what internal state are we tracking? I mean, theoretically, what we could do is we're initialized with tile position, so we could do all of this inside of a init, and then next would just pop values, or rather iter get. Trying to understand what the semantics are of. Not a lot to go off of. Because so iter next is changing current and calling should continue. So it's changing the state of the iterator by changing current. And it's returning a boolean. Iter get is actually returning the value in question. Yeah. So we take this. We don't return, but we say I guess we could have current index like this, and then iter init would reset the current index to 0. In that case, you know, like this logic could live in here. It's not going to change as long as we were providing a single tile position to start from. Which means that all we're going to do here is we're going to say tiles append adjacent position. Yep. And then if there are tiles, all right. Enter next is supposed to return a boolean. Is less than tiles that size. I think that's the question I want. And it's supposed to be something like this. Just let that warning go away. This is not supposed to return. This is or not supposed to change the current index. Variant. Okay, so like that. Can we make the warning go away? No. So again, we're trying to close over this global state from the script. That's not going to work. This is still referring to this. Yeah. Let me update these to capture map size. All right, so what have we done so far? Nothing. right? We're not, so reveal unflagged adjacent tiles is the function that we're calling, but it's not doing anything yet. What I want to check right now, we've just done a bunch of refactoring. The question is, did we break everything? Like, is the game just gonna crash? Okay. Left clicking no longer does anything. Right clicking no longer does anything, except crash the game. Cool. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. So that feels like to me that I've introduced some kind of infinite loop. Or something like that. Maybe I've done something in here where we like in init, we're just like looping over, you know, some fixed lists. Oh, right, we're supposed to increment current index here. If size is greater than 0, then tile size will be greater than current index since we're setting it to 0. So this is probably it. Like every time we called anything that was looking for adjacent tiles, it was looping forever because according to iter next, the size of the thing was infinite. All right, so I think that fixed the issue. Hopefully. Yay! All right. Let's yeah, there we go. So if I right click, that works. Okay. Get a little further. There we go. Yeah, right clicking there doesn't do anything, but that's fine. Right. Okay, so the point of all that was to make it a little easier to implement the thing that we were actually trying to do in the first place, which was right-clicking on a number will reveal tiles if the matching number of flags, if the number on the tile we click, aka the number of adjacent mines, matches the number of adjacent flags. Okay, so this, what do we think? So this is checking to see if the location where we are clicking, if it's not revealed, we return, but of course we already have that check before this is called. We could like put an assert here, which apparently is like that. I'm gonna assert that that's true. We're assuming that the thing that is calling this does that check already. So what are the qualities of assert here in GDScript? So it asserts that param condition is true if it's false and error is generated. When running from the editor, the running project will also be paused, which is very convenient. For performance reasons, the code inside assert is only executed in debug builds or when running the project from the editor. Nice. Yeah, that's what I was hoping for. That means we can just like, we can add a bunch of asserts to just double check kind of the contract of our functions. And we're only paying the penalty for doing the check for debug builds. All right. So count adjacent mines counts the number of adjacent mines. Count adjacent flags counts the number of adjacent flags. If they are equivalent, we reveal the adjacent tiles. And then we update the tile map, which we don't need to do because the thing that's calling this is supposed to do that for us. Reveal adjacent tiles will only reveal tiles that are not flagged. because flagged is part of the state with it being revealed, unrevealed, flagged. Right? So, I think it's as easy as that. Let's see what bugs I've just added. So, we reveal. Okay, there we go. So now I can right-click this. Now we can say, well, one, right-clicking this one shouldn't do anything because while there is one adjacent unrevealed tile, it's flagged. Okay, but the game doesn't crash. That's good. Here, there is this tile here. So if I right-click here, it reveals that tile. If I right-click here, it should do nothing because... No, it should still reveal the next tile. Yes? If I right-click here, it should do nothing because the number of adjacent mines is 1, but the number of adjacent flags is 0, so they don't match, so it does nothing. If I flag this and right-click, bam. All right. That makes me happy. There we go. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So all of these are mines. I right-click this, it doesn't do anything. I right-click that, it doesn't do anything. Same thing here. Cool. So that definitely makes it a little quicker to do, to kind of progress. Yeah. Great. That. 3 mines left. Can we get a win? Oh well, we know that's that, so we know that that's there. Great. So there's 2 mines and 4 tiles. Yet again. All right, what can we say for sure? So, in these 3 tiles, there's 1 mine. There's only 1 mine in these 3 tiles. Because if there was more than 1, it would be adjacent to this 2, which is already adjacent to 1 mine. So there has to be a mine somewhere in here. So there could be a mine here. If there was a mine here, there couldn't be a mine here because one of the... So the other thing is one of these 2 tiles has to have a mine. Oh, interesting. Yeah, so these 3 tiles all have to have there's 1 mine in these 3 tiles. But there has to be 1 mine in these 2 tiles. So I guess this can't have a mine? Right? So, one of these 2 tiles has to have a mine. There's 2 mines left. So there has to be a mine here. Well, I won. There's no mines left. Why didn't the game over? Oh, right, because still haven't done it. So we have this game over function that we call in the script right here. But it's only called when we reveal tiles. Let's think about this. So where is reveal tile called from? It's called from here. It's called from here. So do we want to... Maybe we want to... instead of doing this here, we basically check to see if the game is over after the player has done some input. Right? So check if the game is over. If the player hit the mine, the game is over. Else, if check win condition, game over. All right, and then we implement check win condition. Don't we have somewhere else where we are? Count, reveal, toggle towel flag, flag count. So we just need to check to see if flag count is equal to mine count. No, that's not quite right, is it? Because that would mean all we just need to do is place randomly on the board. So it's not about the flags, it's about the number of unrevealed tiles is equal to. Or we could say only. Okay, let's do this. So we'll say var iter JSON tile iterator dot new. No, I don't want to do that. What do I want to do? Check to see if all non-mine tiles are revealed. Yes. Right. So we don't want the iterator that we built, because that's focused around picking a point on the map and then iterating around. What we want to do is when scan over everything. We could make such an iterator that scanned over the whole map. Since we now have a couple of places where we're doing that. You can definitely make another way of another way of making the thing that I did with the iterator, and also solving this problem of like, hey, I want to apply this thing, or I want to check this condition for all of these coordinates, would be I could just make a lambda function that I could pass in and make just like a higher order function that would check a condition, and either it would be like is this true for any of the things, sort of like checker function. I could do that, but this is fine. So is this the correct logic? So we're scanning over all the locations. We're asking if the location in question is not a mine, and if it's not a mine and it's not revealed, return false. Okay. So every time every time the player clicks on a tile, we do whatever we do, and then we check to see did the player hit a mine? If so, game over. Hold on. We need oh no, that's fine, because we use player hit mine here as well. Okay, cool. So yeah, this might work. I guess to see it working though, we need to win again. Or you say. Lucky. Oh, I was wrong. There was not a mine where I clicked. Or where I put the where I put the flag, there was not a mine. Okay. And now the hard part. Oh, maybe not so much. Obviously, these three have to be mines. Oh, right. It's like, what? No. Yeah, player one true. Woo! Yeah, you win. You win. Exit restart. Alright, well, there we go. Done. Okay, so we did this right clicking on a number. Okay, so things we did. Handle win, exit or restart, check. Make restart on pause menu work, we did that. Right clicking on a number will reveal tiles, all that stuff. Cool. So the good news is now a lot of these things do not require us to get to the end of the game to like win the game to see it happen. Quite the opposite. Okay, so what next? Animated tiles. Well, I guess I can try to draw some more. Where did I stick sprite? Oh, there it is. Right next to Godot. Okay. So some fun drawing. Okay, so what I want to do, take this. This is our kind of our base reveal tile, right? It's a white tile with a 1 pixel wide black border, and I guess I'm gonna try to draw a mine. Like this is our current mine tile. What I'm gonna try to do is I'm gonna draw. Do I want to maybe let's do this. Let's take this. We're gonna draw a base mine, and then I will copy that and make it into an exploding mine, like a 4-frame animation. And I've never claimed to be an artist, and I think this will bear that out. So let's go. All of the input methods here. Oh, this is, let's see. I need to change something. typing? Yes. There we go. Cool. It's like I'm moving the pen and nothing's happening on the screen where I want to draw. All right, so here we go. And what do we got? What are we doing? We're gonna go to pencil mode, and we're going to that brush. This could be somewhat granular. You know, we're working on what is this? 32 by 32. What does a mine look like, anyway? Really? I mean, it's some kind of circular thing. Kind of lopsided. Does my erase work on this? Oh, it sure does. That is a little big for erase. So. I don't use the tablet enough. It's a shame. So what does a mine look like? Besides being roundish. We might want to add some colors to our palette. You know, we have like 4, including transparent. No, 5 including transparent. So there's some kind of spokes, right? That are coming off of it. Is that what a mine looks like? Starting to look like it fit. Okay, not anymore. Not anymore, it's not. Oh. Right. Would you believe this is a mine? Oh. I guess I could have selected Pixel Perfect if I didn't want the little extra bits. You know, what I could be doing, actually, is if I do this, it's like Pixel Perfect, and then I click like here, I hold Shift, and then it draws me a line. You know, the imperfection is not a bad thing. Now, does this say mine to you? I don't know. It looks like it looks like it could be a spider web if I added some white into the middle, or it looks like it could be like a hole with like cracks. Oh yeah, you know what I should do? I should be paying attention to my preview. Right? Alright, so it felt like this was too long. Maybe the spokes should be wider, actually. Better or worse? What does a mine in Minesweeper look like? Apparently, it just looks like a circle in this game. What about in the classic? Okay, I'm kind of on it. Yeah. Yeah, I mean yeah, okay. So I have kind of a pixel RTA. I can clean that up a little bit. Okay. I mean, to be fair, you know what I could do is I can use the brush to give me a nice even circle. Yeah, an odd number. Sure. Let's go with that. Okay. Now the harder part, which is that I want to take this. Oh, I was confused for a second. That. Copy it. Let's see. Do I have a? Oh, that is box select. Okay. Where is? Here's the move tool, which is like a hand tool. No, don't do it. No. I also not spent as much time. Well, I mean the whole point of all of this is to practice and figure out stuff, right? So in that vein, this is me practicing a sprite because I have not done that a lot. All right, so what I want to do here, yeah, actually that was a mistake. What I should do is let's copy the whole tile. I'll come back to the tablet in a second. Let's copy the tile, and we'll paste it, and then it'll be easier to make sure things are kind of centered in place, right? That we're not like moving it around and it's like gonna be off. There's a thing we can do, isn't there? To hey Jake, hello. 15 months.
Jake_Jar- just subscribed for 15 months.
Hello. Good morning. How you doing? Or maybe afternoon. You're chilling? All right. I'm over here making some mines for my Minesweeper game. And what we're going to do is we're going to animate this, which is going to look like something. I don't know. What is this going to look like? Spy Kids. Sure. Let's see. I think we could do... Maybe we could do one frame where we like flood fill the background like that, and then we do one where we flood fill the mine. This is like the cheap way to make an animation. I don't know what that's gonna look like, but I'm gonna save that. And what we're gonna do is after the ad break, I'm gonna come back and we're gonna make our mines an animated tile. So I gotta take a break for a couple minutes. So Twitch can run its ads. I think it's already started. So I'll be back in like 3 minutes. And we'll make some refinements on this little Minesweeper game.